Like it? Like it? Like it? Like it? Are y'all ready for the show, mate? Good day, mate. Burn Live, y'all marijuanically keeping y'all connected, smoking weed and getting high and chilling, hashtagging these red eyes, changing the viewers I read, keeping underage smoking on social media, killing ourselves for your entertainment. I'm glad y'all can be here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever time you're watching this. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Did we make the right decision for our country? Are we making the right decisions for our country? Are we trying to intrigue on how to make the right decisions for our country? I hope that's one thing we are doing. And a lot of things are going on in the news, a lot of craziness. A lot of Americans are getting locked up in other countries. Wars are starting to break out in other countries. France is getting overpopulated like we are with the border crisis with France and uh, Africa. Actually, it's actually going down. These things are taking place and kind of needs to be discussed. And we need to see like if Africa and invading France, if they're gonna try to come over here and invade America. Is America really gonna try to put our money into investing into a war that a lot of Americans feel like we don't deserve to be in? You know what I'm saying? This is a marijuana place, y'all. This is here where we smoke weed, break down your weed, get your weed out, break it down, roll it up. Let's get high, let's smoke, let's talk about it, let's get into it. Also, man, if you can, like, everybody comes in here, you can hit that subscribe button. Please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Like, share, follow, all that good stuff. When you come on up in here, please put a comment down. All that good stuff. I highly appreciate it. Trust me, I really do. I really do. Other than that, y'all, it's been hot as hell all over America. Like I said, there's a lot of things been going on in America. You know what I'm saying? With the laws and it's getting ready for elections. So a lot of people are trying to make this happen. You got a country singer that puts out a song that's making controversy. I got an article on that's coming up. Matter of fact, I think that's probably gonna be one of the first easiest articles to get into and controversial. I actually played the song. I listened to it. I heard it. It's not a bad song. I like it. You know what I'm saying? And it's really a song for patriotic. It's a patriotic song. If you like America, you trust America, you believe in America, you stand for America, then you're gonna like the song. I have learned, y'all, I have learned this the hard way that 13% of nowadays of this age of this generation era, it doesn't matter. We're not really talking about age. It really doesn't matter about your age, but we are definitely of the era where we are definitely saying that we don't appreciate America. We are trying to find other means to deal with America. Yeah, see, I got the big red boy today. But yeah, y'all, this is what they want us to believe. This is how they ensure us. Um, I think this song, anybody that loves America and is not on this racial BS, I think just play the song once. Play the song at least once. You know what I'm saying? And this is the song right here. This is giving us controversial. Let's
This
get into
morning,
this.
country music star Jason Aldean is defending his controversial music video after it was pulled from rotation on CMT.
Yeah, you think it's tough. We'll try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road.
Critics have blasted Try That in a Small Town, saying it has a pro-lynching undertone.
I can't remember a time, at least in the last 30 years.
Lynching. Do anybody know when the last time lynching actually happened? I can't believe I actually had somebody look it up, and it's been over 40 years since somebody's been lynched. I'm just putting it out there.
Where a video got yanked because suddenly there was an uproar.
In the video, images are projected on a building, some showing clips of protests, looting, and tense police encounters.
Carjacking old lady at a red light. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store.
But Aldean fired back at critics, tweeting, "There is not a single lyric in the song that references race or points to it. And while I can try and respect others to have their own interpretation of a song with music, this one goes too far."
Where's the lie?
What? Hey, he got a point. Where's the lie? Like I said, I like the song. But I want somebody else's opinion before I just like, hey, say that I'm wrong. Or
all right, we're gonna watch the video because I want all of y'all to see how inspiring this video is, and then I'm gonna
see that's what's up
and rip until the end of the video.
That's what's up.
See.
I already got this song on my playlist.
America right there. That's America.
That's America.
Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk. Carjacking old lady at a red light. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face. Stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think it's tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down.
America is built up of small towns. Everywhere is small. Everywhere is little. Like, this is the most... They're mad because it's a patriotic song and it broke ways and it's making people feel, why are you talking about me when I be protesting against those people that... Okay. All right.
Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't.
Recommend you don't.
Try that in
a small town. Come on, man. How many of y'all is from a small town?
Nick said he played on repeat in his car every day. I literally love this song. Try that in a small town.
Now, is it weird that you're hearing black people saying, I like that song? It's a country song. It's not the average black hip hop that we normally listen to. And you actually got black people that saying, oh man, I love the song. So it's crazy that we having all this controversy and all this backlash. You're hearing us saying that we like the song.
Anyway.
Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up.
Y'all should play this. Just play it one time.
Good luck.
Loud. Play it like real loud. Like, come on, man. I know y'all like, man, this is a little embarrassing. I don't think it's that embarrassing.
Here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't.
And then he's saying something positive. I recommend you don't. Y'all doing this, but I recommend you stop. I don't want it to get that far. Is that bad? That can't be that bad, bro. It can't be as bad as people portraying that it is. Like, come on, man. Try that in a small town. Try that in the hood. Oh, they do it in the hood. That's why he said, y'all do it in a bad hood. Come try that stuff in a small town. Now, people that's like, oh, man, he's talking about non-black people and what we do in the hood. Is he lying? If this stuff not really actually happening in the hood.
In a small town full of good old boys, raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town. Try that in a small town.
Look at that. That's America. America.
Take care of when you cross that line. It won't take long for you to find out.
I'll play the day you don't.
Try that in a small town.
I freaking love this video. I got to keep playing it. It's like 30 more seconds.
These farmers are dropping their own crops for the day. A friend is in need, and they've come to help.
It's what this community and a lot of our communities stand for. Somebody needs some help, you'll get it.
Try that in a small town.
What I'm talking about, baby.
I am.
Try that in a small town. Get that work. All right, now let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. I think Jason Aldean probably made one of the greatest songs in our modern time, in my opinion, because I feel the sentiment in what he's portraying in the music video and through the song. It is funny because he's speaking of, if you are doing it, robbing the old lady, robbing the liquor store, if you want to do all, you try that in a small town, because that means that we stick together, we support one another. We ain't having that riffraff in a small town. These big town cities, they let you bludgeon people, poo on the side of the road, do all this old crazy stuff that makes absolutely no sense. In a small town, you're united. We're a family. We ain't putting up with that mess. And it's funny because in a small town, in the black community, is the same way. It's the white community, it's these other communities. In a small town, when I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, in the neighborhoods I grew up in, it was way closer than we see today. You go grandma's house out in Mansfield before they built up Mansfield in Texas. We out on a country road. It was a dirt road. They didn't have no gravel. I mean, it was no asphalt. We were on a dirt road going back there. It was a lot more family. We stuck together even as a family more than we do today. And the stuff that they were doing to our country is unacceptable.
He got a point there, y'all. You can't say that we are not seeing choices being made that's like, are you serious? That's really going down like that. That's why I said, man, are we really making the right decisions? Like, we got people that's getting locked up in other countries that we finna over here try to break our necks to get out. But then this guy makes a good song, a controversial, whatever, however you want to take it. But it's a good song, and it's a problem. You see what I'm? That's. Or hold on, y'all. I got it. This is what y'all like to see. This is what y'all want to see.
Okay, I'll start first. I'm in line because I have a heart of lion. Neon, go ahead. What animal?
People say I look like a monkey.
Okay.
Oh, no. Please go back to the other. Bro, look at that angle. I can't look at that.
What would you say you are, Allie? What animal? Because
You look like this.
Dude, let her eat, bro. Okay, I'll start first. I'm in.
Y'all see how bad we just make it for everybody. Now did that person got a problem? Might so. But should we be out here making fun of people? No. I try to make fun of problems that are actually happening that we need to help solve. Me up here trying to criticize people or mark down people just because of how they feel or where they want to be, that ain't me. That ain't me.
What most struck you in these two conversations with Iowa voters who have supported Donald Trump for the last two presidential elections?
I was actually struck mainly by how much they sound like every other focus group I do with two-time Trump voters. They were very clear that the indictments actually made them want to support Trump more, which is really consistent. I mean, we've been asking people for several months, how does it make you feel when you hear that Trump's indicted? Does it make you want to support him more, support him less? Out of the 58 people that we've asked, 26 of them said it makes them want to support Donald Trump more. Only 2 said less. They're a little bit mixed on whether Trump is exactly the right person to be the person who comes back. But still, after January 6th, after the indictments, after everything, still a lot of support for Donald Trump. How many of you distrust the FBI?
Returning to Trump's own legal battles, it seems very little of what comes next will sway this group.
So let's say Trump is found guilty of these charges. He goes through the courts and they find him guilty. Raise your hand if it makes you support him more. Raise your hand if it makes you support him less.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about former President Donald J. Trump and hopefully soon to be president again.
Y'all see on his hat what he got, right? So he's a white, what's the word? White nationalist. He's a white nationalist. Does that make sense? Anybody that's watching? I'm calling another black man a white nationalist. I know that makes absolutely no sense at all. I'm sorry to be calling somebody that, and I think that's just downright. But I'm just calling out how people be just saying it,
yo. Donald J. Trump, because the Democrats are coming after him once again, okay? And apparently this time for January 6th, okay, as the special counsel Jack Smith is investigating Trump's alleged role in what happened on January 6th. And Trump is claiming that he has received a special notice that charges could be coming against him, okay? An indictment could be coming against him for his role in January 6th, similar to what happened to him before he got indicted for the classified documents situation. And Trump took to Fox News, a town hall that he did with Fox News, Sean Hannity, to discuss the situation and to give us more details about what is going on. Take a look.
Well, thank you, Sean. You know, I came out here and they started chanting Trump, and I said, my name's Sean. Well, you know, if you like, you can grab a seat. If you don't want, you want to stand, we can stand. Whatever you prefer is fine with me. We'll stand later. All right. Thank you for doing this town hall. It's great to see you. You look well. You look healthy. Feel good. Feel good. Let me ask you just a basic fundamental question. You have all of these never-ending attacks. Yeah. And you released on Truth Social earlier today that that you are a target of this January 6th grand jury. My first question to you is, it doesn't seem to bother you like I think it would bother so many other people. What is it about you that it doesn't?
No, it bothers me. It bothers me for everybody in this incredible sold-out audience, and it bothers you. I got the letter on Sunday night. Think of it. I don't think they've ever sent a letter on Sunday night. And they're in a rush because they want to interfere. It's interference with the election. It's election interference. Never been done like this in the history of our country, and it's a disgrace. What's happening to our country, whether it's the borders or the elections or kinds of things like this, where the DOJ has become a weapon for the Democrats, an absolute weapon. And it seems that every time my polls, you know, we're leading by a lot, and we're leading by a lot in a place called Iowa, a lot. And not only with the Republicans, but we're leading against Biden by a tremendous amount. They haven't seen anything like it. And they feel, I guess, they want to try and demean and diminish and frighten people, but they don't frighten us because we're going to make America great again. That's all there is. We're going to make our country, Sean, is a mess.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. And you guys know that the mainstream liberal media is salivating over the idea that Trump could face another indictment, especially in relation to his alleged role when it comes to January 6th. I mean, they're rock hard over this idea that Trump could possibly go to jail or not be able to become president. I mean, this is like masturbation material for them. If you guys don't believe me, right, just check out this segment from CNN of them speculating what it could mean that special counsel Jack Smith is going to Subway for lunch. Okay, they think that this is some sort of message to President Donald Trump. And this is why segments like this is exactly why CNN is failing. Right? This is why nobody watches them. Take a look.
Of course, on the special counsel's side, that's the Justice Department and its appointee, Jack Smith. Jack Smith is tight-lipped. He was spotted today by CNN going to Subway for lunch, picking up a sandwich, leaving, and not saying a word. So no comment from the special counsel's office on whether they plan to indict Donald Trump and when that is potentially going to happen for the second time for a federal case. But we do know that the grand jury is in today in Washington over at the courthouse. They are very likely to return potentially on Thursday, that day that Trump is invited, or he says he's invited to speak to them. And on the Trump side of things, he's been meeting with advisors and they've been scrambling to figure out, has anyone else received a target letter and how much of a significant amount of trouble could he be in with this case? Dana?
Yeah, and those are questions that we just don't know the answer to. Thank you so much for that reporting, Caitlin. And the panel is back with me. John.
Jack Smith, remember when the classified document.
Is he black? Is he black? You wonder why they like he's gonna win. He looks like they got this guy all over the news for everything possible. You don't want to put him in the news because he keeps complaining, right? This is what they're saying. So they won't put him in the news because Trump keeps complaining about January 6th and all this and election fraud. But y'all put him in the news every time that you lock him up or you get a case. How about y'all put him in the news when y'all actually got something, when y'all about to put him, when he about to go to jail? That's like if you really want to, because all of this conspiracy theory, I know people like, if you was a real news reporter and you was working at CNN and CBS and ABC and you're reporting this, I know it's got to be driving crazy. Why are we reporting this and to get away with this? I know it got to drive me crazy. And if it don't drive you crazy, you're insane. Because it's driving me crazy every time I see another report. I see a report every day. Like, wow.
Documents, target letter. When Trump announced that, there was a lot of commentary. It was Jack Smith making a mistake here. Is he leaving this all to Donald Trump? And then they released the indictment and we all said, wow. Wow. We read it. We saw the documentation. We saw the level of detail. Jack Smith going to Subway today is a message to Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump tries to intimidate people. He tries to bully people. He tries to scare you away. That was Jack Smith with no words and a simple $5 sub in his hand saying, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, the imagery was intentional and spoke volumes.
It really is.
Yeah. So again, hard-hitting coverage there from CNN, right? Special counsel Jack Smith going to Subway apparently is a message to Donald Trump. Him going and getting a sub, right? Amazing stuff. Amazing. They pay people millions of dollars a year to do that level of analysis. Incredible. Okay, incredible. This is why people don't respect so-called journalists anymore, because basically you have YouTubers that do better political analysis than these people who went to Ivy League universities and studied for all these years just to tell us that, again, special counsel Jack Smith going to Subway is a message to Trump. Amazing. But yeah, when it comes to this potential indictment, guys, this one is a lot more serious than the prior ones. The one involving Stormy Daniels and the hush payments that come from woke DA Alvin Bragg out in New York. And then you also have the one involving the classified documents. This one's a lot more serious because even if Trump is found to be guilty when it comes to those cases, he can still run for president. He can still be president of the United States. However, with this one right here, this one actually may open up the doors for Democrats to argue that Trump is not eligible or he's not qualified or he's disqualified from being president of the United States, because there is, a clause, okay, in the 14th Amendment that basically forbids those who engage in insurrection against the country from being able to hold any civil, military, or elected office in the United States government unless they're giving approval from 2/3 of Congress. Now, that is why this one's kind of a big deal, because Democrats could extrapolate that to apply to Trump and say, hey, Trump was charged with, such and such and such related to January 6th, which Democrats have called an insurrection. Therefore, Trump constitutionally is not allowed to be president. Okay, that is what they're really going for here.
This is probably their best case, and he's probably going to say that everybody that's reporting this is probably like, this is what you would call the nail in the coffin. Remember, like you said, all them other cases, he had the black guy in New York, and then he went down there in Florida. Like, all this publicity. And I would hate to find out and do deeper research to come to say that this Trump allegation was just not even a witch hunt, but was just Hollywood at its best. Since Hollywood's on a strike, they're going to use live footage coverage of Trump going around getting all these allegations just to make numbers and try to bring back the economy, which I know that just threw everybody totally off. Like, that makes no sense, Michael. You know what I'm saying? How is Trump, you know what I'm saying, all these allegations. Understand that if Trump was in office, y'all, if Trump was in office, there wouldn't be no war. It wouldn't be a war. Will there still be expensive money going around how it's going around? Yes. Money would still be spreading around. We still be trying to follow the money and this. But the thing is, I don't think people will be looking into what we see that's so vivid because of war. War exposes a lot of other coverage that you don't pay attention to. And I'm just now saying this for myself. So as I see it, I discuss it with you guys. I hope that y'all see it. This with Trump right here, like I said, I am a Trump supporter. I'm not scared to say that, whatever, whoever thinks whatever. But, excuse me, I would have to say I would be terribly afraid to come to find out that this was a Hollywood hoax to something bigger that starts out a war. I had to choose my word wisely because I had to really think about that. Like, yet again, I covered news yesterday of other wars, of the same war with Russia and Ukraine. It's starting to break out to other countries. Other countries are starting to add their troops in. The money issue that we covered here on this channel, the money issue seems not to be a problem no more. Nobody cares about the money. Because why? The money has already been spent. We can't do nothing about the money. We're spending $50 million to give to Ukraine for a war, and that's 4 to 5 times as much money as any other country that puts in. Other countries is putting 12, 15 million. You see what I'm saying? That's why when you heard the reports of Trump talking about other countries need to put in more, they need to split the bill, that's what they mean. All this money that came for America, it's like we're paying for a war to extend. I know if you not paying attention, you see that now certain people are getting hit, certain people getting knocked. I done showed y'all a bunch of Russian people getting knocked. Yeah, don't trip. Don't trip, it's happening. Now, the question is, are these other France, Belgium, I can't see my map that well, India, Turkey, all them countries that borderlines Russia, my bad. Borderlines Russia, is they going to step up to fight and try to slow this down without us putting in our troops? If I get report, which I promise you, we're going to get a report soon of our troops going over there. You know what I'm saying? I almost thought I heard our troops, but it was more about our weaponry that we're sending over there. Soon, before this year out, I guarantee we're gonna have troops over there in Ukraine. But this Trump versus Biden thing, and then sex trafficking is building. Yes, is bigger things exposing, but like they say, they need a cover up. So now they're covering Trump. Remember, y'all, they wasn't giving Trump no play. But now you got a $50 billion industry that's getting exposed, and we looking into it, and now there's more coverage coming out of it happening. Now you're getting more Trump coverage. Now you see the trickle down. I had to trickle it down for y'all.
Okay. And I want to read about this because activists, so-called civil rights organizations, okay, are actually trying to bar Trump from being president. They're actually trying to commit an insurrection themselves by convincing state secretaries that the election should not be certified if Trump wins in 2024 because, according to them, he's disqualified from running. So let's read about this because this is an actual real movement that's happening. And with these pending charges coming against Trump in relation to January 6th,
I hate that I just read that a little bit and I see Nevada security state. Like, come on, but Nevada, we got Trump towers here. Okay? Let's
going to see a lot more conversation about this in the 14th Amendment and whether or not whatever charges they bring against Trump, and if he's found to be guilty of those charges, if that disqualifies him from office. Okay, I think this is actually what the Democrats are gunning for here. So let's read here. 2 civil rights organizations are launching a campaign to pressure state governments to disqualify former President Trump from appearing on ballots in 2024. The group says secretaries of state are empowered by the 14th Amendment to bar Trump from running for office because of the January 6, 2021 Capitol insurrection. Starting Sunday, Mi Familia Vota and Free Speech for People will stage a week of rallies and banner drops outside the offices of the secretaries of state of California, Oregon, Colorado, and Georgia. The groups also penned a letter to Nevada Secretary of State Cisco Aguilar last month, calling on him to block Trump under what's known as the Insurrectionist Disqualification Clause. Secretaries of state are charged with certifying eligibility of candidates and counting the votes in their state. Though Trump has been indicted twice and is under investigation in other cases, the group says those are not disqualifying facts under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. However, the group believes Trump's role in the January 6th insurrection, for which he is under investigation, does fit the constitutional clause's definition. That clause bars from a series of public offices people who, quote, have previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislator or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same. So basically, this clause is actually put here in response to the Civil War to keep anybody who essentially committed an act of insurrection against the United States by being a part of the Confederacy, right, from running for office. Okay, and now they're trying to apply this to Trump, right? They're trying to say that January 6th was an insurrection. However, we don't know if that's actually really the case. I don't think that January 6th was an insurrection. But let's read a little bit more here. According to the Congressional Research Service, it's unclear whether the clause bans people from being president in office not explicitly mentioned in Section 3 and whether the events of January 6th rise to the level of, quote, insurrection or rebellion against the United States. Yeah, so this is what they're gunning for, right? This is the argument. This is the legal argument the Democrats are going to try to make against Trump. If Trump is actually charged, okay, with something related to January 6th and found guilty, they're going to try to use this to keep Trump off the ballot. But until then, these indictments are actually just making Trump more popular, okay? Because, again, as more indictments come against him, the more his popularity rises. So let's read about it. A solid 3/4 of Republicans now expect former President Donald Trump to be their GOP presidential nominee next year, the latest evidence that as the indictments against him stack up, the more popular he becomes. In the latest Rasmussen Report survey, for example, he crossed the 51% favorability line among all likely voters and is at 73% among Republicans and 47% with independent voters. Yeah, so this is backfiring, right? In the sense that if Trump is becoming more popular among all.
Hey, I'm just gonna put this out there before he ended. I did not know he was wearing pink shirt. Oh man, I did not know. I ain't looked this video up. It's like, oh man, he wear pink. I'm gonna wear pink shirt too. So I don't want to hear that. I'm glad I ain't see that in the comments. I just want to put that out there, man.
Voters, that's the exact opposite of what Democrats want. They don't care if he becomes more popular among Republican voters, because that's not what they're gunning for. They actually want Trump to win the primary, right? They want Trump to win the primary. They don't want him to win the general, right? So that is why they're throwing these indictments against Trump, because they know that, okay, it might not stop Trump from winning the GOP primary, but hopefully these indictments stop Trump from winning the general, because he'll become so unpopular because of all these investigations. However, again, that can backfire, because independents, who are a key demographic that both parties need in order to win, it seems like he's becoming more popular among independents as more indictments come out against Trump, right? Which is not what the Democrats want. The survey was shared with Secrets minutes after Trump confirmed that special investigator Jack Smith has named him as a target of a January 6th investigation into the meddling of the 2020 election. Quote, deranged Jack Smith, the prosecutor with Joe Biden's DOJ, sent a letter again. It was Sunday night, stating that I am a target of the January 6th grand jury investigation. Trump wrote, he said that he expects, quote, an arrest and indictment within days. He already faces 2 other indictments and could get hit with a 4th as they add up. Trump has put forth a, quote, bring it on attitude, believing that his MAGA supporters will stick with him. Well, I mean, we are, okay? I mean, that's what's happening, okay? So far, according to
maybe I should let him keep talking. Man, y'all, shit, hell, shit. This is what you want to see if you're Trump supporters. And what you see, if people are finna be pissed off. They're going to be banning songs. They're going to be protesting. See, watch and learn of these small little riots that's going to be happening in these little neighborhoods. More and more that people start putting out the little banners, who you voting for. Yeah, I remember that, but you don't remember that because you don't want to remember that, and I understand that you don't want to remember that. I totally get it. But we just got to keep that. You got to keep your eyes on the prize. And I'm looking at a bunch of other news that's going on in Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and Jehovah's Witnesses. Okay? All right? I'm just finna go to this one because it's where I'm at real quick.
Our other top story at 5, 8 News Now, investigators learning more about Metro's search of a home connected to the murder of Tupac Shakur. Thanks for joining us. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus, the woman who wrote the book about the murder, now weighing in on these new developments.
8 News Now investigator David Sharns broke the story. He reports from the site of the shooting just off the Strip near Flamingo and Koval.
There's no permanent memorial here at the site of Tupac's murder more than 26 years later. But now this investigation has led detectives to Henderson, where sources say a man who says he was right here that night may have something they want.
I like to write about the underdog, and at that point, Tupac was an underdog.
Former Las Vegas Sun reporter Kathy Scott wrote the book on Tupac's murder, first published in 1997.
Were you surprised when you saw that police were searching a home that he is connected to?
I was not surprised at all. It was welcome. It's almost like finally.
As the 8 News Now investigators first reported, Metro Police searched this Henderson home Monday night. Sources say detectives were looking for documents documents, and personal items belonging to 60-year-old Dwayne Davis, also known as Keefe D. In recent years, Davis has spoken publicly about being in the car with the gunman who killed Tupac. He writes in his book published in 2021, quote, Tupac made an erratic move and began to reach down beneath his seat. It was the first and only time in my life that I could relate to the police command, keep your hands where I can see them. Instead, Pac pulled out a strap, and that's when the fireworks started. One of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started busting back.
I don't think he's very smart. I think that's a really, he should have consulted an attorney before he started talking.
Police have never filed any charges in this case, and Davis right now doesn't.
That boy out there busting
At
sweats.
Flamingo and Koval, I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
We can also tell you that
we be letting people just hunt the shit out of us. Man, dog. I'm just saying, whoever shot him is by the time they saw we're gonna be so old, they're not gonna let that person serve no type of time for real. People gonna be feeling so unjust. Oh, they finally found him, and we want him to pay, but y'all want who to pay? Who do y'all? Anybody think about that? Who go? That's like reparations. Who y'all want to pay for this? Because, like they said, they went to a 68-year-old person. If this happens another 20 years, the person gonna be 80 something. Golly. Oh, snap. Let me do this follow-up story real
This is
quick.
the 23-year-old U.S. soldier in North Korean custody this morning. A U.S. official says Private Travis King has served 2.5 years in the military. He bolted across the border, effectively handing himself over to Kim Jong-un's isolated government.
One of our service members who was on a tour willfully and without authorization crossed the military demarcation line.
2 U.S. officials telling NBC News he was supposed to have left the country. Another official said military police escorted him as far as they could go to an airport checkpoint. He then tagged along a commercial tour to the demilitarized zone and made the dangerous crossing. A tourist from New Zealand saying she witnessed the incident.
Suddenly I noticed a guy dressed in black. Then the US and South Korean soldiers sort of realized what was happening, chased after him, but they didn't catch him.
King's mother speaking out overnight, telling ABC News, quote, I can't see Travis doing anything like that. The Associated Press reporting, according to US officials speaking anonymously, that King had been imprisoned in South Korea on assault charges and was released earlier this month. In 2017, we traveled to North Korea and saw for ourselves the tense and highly militarized border.
And we're not allowed to stay here for very long.
A US official telling NBC News escorts from the tour tried to chase the soldier but didn't catch him. In 2017, a North Korean soldier was shot multiple times as he dashed across the border to defect to the south. He had to be dragged in darkness to safety. That same year, US hostage Otto Warmbier was released after 18 months detention. He was in a vegetative state and died soon afterwards.
Now, King is the first known American to be detained in North Korea since 2018. That American at that time was deported several weeks later. But this morning, the only signal from that secretive country firing off more ballistic missile tests and continuing the tension between the U.S. and its allies and North Korea.
We will keep an eye on this one, Kier. Thanks so much.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday.
Don't forget I fucked it up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and don't miss another Burn Lives. I'm so new at this shit. All right. Y'all got me something that y'all want me to look up. Let's see. Let's see what's going on.
All right, so let's talk about that. So Reggie Wright said that police came to his house to investigate the Tupac shooting and your involvement in it.
That's what I don't understand. Why do they keep asking this crooked ass cop shit? You know what I'm saying? Why they keep asking this crooked ass cop shit, man? Just like I said, when he said, "Bet you keep you getting locked up for Tupac murder," and I said he need to be right in handcuffs with me for Biggie murder because I know he had his hands in that shit. That's what I was my get back to him.
Right, because Greg Kading also called for the Las Vegas Police Department to arrest you.
He did?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, well, I did a deal with the U.S. attorneys and U.S. attorney, and the dude was from D.C., Justice Department. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I was like, you came out here? He like, yeah, I came out here to get you. And it was way bigger time people that was going to go down with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people was going to go down. If I wouldn't have said nothing, everybody, we'd have lost our whole community, lost all my homies. You know what I'm saying? Shit, they shredded the indictment. So I really did a lot of people a favor. They should be thanking me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think what Greg Kading's point was that when, he recorded you did the proffer agreement, all that can't be used against you. But if you choose to do interviews and talk about it again, that can be used against you.
He the one did it. He did that crooked shit. You don't
Wait,
think that shit's crooked as a mother. We can get people killed behind
when
that
he
shit.
released the footage.
He had the fucking the proffer deals. They don't record. You know what I'm
really?
saying? You know they
That's part
don't
of the deal.
record that shit, dude.
Okay, I didn't know that.
FBI don't record. He was set up there doing that illegal shit, dude. That shit was illegal. I would have never said nothing if I knew he had a fucking thing in his pocket. That was supposed to be a fucking secret to the fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They even said sue his motherfucking ass.
I mean, you're 60 years old right now?
Almost
60.
Yeah.
Are you worried at all? Are you worried that this might come back and bite you? And you might end up having to, essentially, at this age, anything related to that would be a life sentence, right?
Man, dog, whatever life got to offer me, I'm gonna handle it, dude.
Like I said earlier, bro, they gonna put an old man in the dirt by the time they figure out what's going on with that situation. That shit, it's a tragedy. People lost a hero. Understandable. This is what the life we go through. I'm sorry we had to go through shit like that, but yet again, I am saying this. Gotta let it go. Cause if we don't let it go, then we're gonna be over here tragically just missing somebody, and then we want to point the finger, and then that person getting older, he done lived a good life and been chilling, and like, okay, man, what type of punishment are you gonna give a person like that? What type of punishment are you gonna give a person like that? Yeah, it's kind of hard to answer a question like that. What type of question are you gonna give somebody? It is what it is. Y'all, I love y'all to death. I'm not gonna hold y'all. It's been a good show. Been a damn good show. I appreciate everybody stopping through, y'all. I'm gonna get out here. Got other things to go do. Good morning, good afternoon. Whenever time you're watching this, I hope that y'all come back for another show. Mess up, fuck ups. I love y'all. Let's smoke. Let's learn. Let's get educated. Peace.